Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Falcon Farming. For those who follow me on Instagram, you would have seen a little hint of a teaser that I put on yesterday, or a couple of days ago when this video comes out, of a new addition that's going into my yard. So, this is a hint of what's going to be. So over here, in this corner, that's where I was going to put my chickens and then have the coop running down the back. Like I said, I think in one of my other videos, and then going all the way along the end there. So I don't think I'll end up doing that because chickens are a lot of work. You have to tend to them like 2 or 3 times a day, feed them, and when I'm training, I really don't have that time. Like, I get up in the morning at like 3 a.m, go to the gym, get home, after work when I'm riding home, I go straight to my afternoon training session, and that lasts till like 5-6 p.m. So by the time I get home, I don't really have enough time to attend to chickens. So what I'm going to do is focus on mostly plant-based garden. So chickens are great for compost, but if I can swap that out with comfrey, and I'm not going to put stinging nettle in, but with comfrey here, that's one of the best plants that you can plant. So you can chop it and drop it, or like chop it up, make a tea out of it. So you brew it in a bucket for a couple of days, and just doing compost brews like that. So it enhances the soil bacteria. And what I'm also going to do, that thing is a worm farm. So I'm going to get back into that. So I'm going to have worm juice every day. And if I make more vegetables in my garden, whatever I don't eat, goes to the worms, makes more worm juice, creates better soil bacteria, and enhances the soil even better. So what I'm going to do over here, instead of having the chickens, is do another seed raising section like this one. So that seed raising section, in the winter, it gets shaded by this tree here. In the summer it's fine, but even so, bees are going off today. Look at that. It's really warm. September the 9th today. So getting into the warm end of spring. So these are my seed raising beds. So these little ones, I can only fit 60 of them in a container, and then once they get big enough, I transplant them to a cut-off bit of I think that's 90 mm downpipe. So it goes into one of them until they get to like a proper sized plant. So when I put it in the garden, it's strong enough and resilient enough to withstand any like bugs or whatever, or cold conditions, or whatever the environment might throw at it. Also, along with that, I've got 2 Wallamai pine cuttings that I've cut off my Wallamai here. And eventually I want to grow like at least 100 of them, like in the backyard. So when I get land, I can plant a grove and be one of the very few people in the world really that has like a protected zone, protected grove of Wallamais. So yeah, I can only grow like 60 in here, and let's say like 12 in let's say like 3, 6, 9, maybe 18 of the big ones. So I can only do like 25 or 30, but over here I can fit, oh ouch, I can fit 5 of these trays, which is 25 or 60 of the little ones. So I can fit up to 300 in just this one U-shaped section that I'm going to build. So I'm going to go up across the back and then to here, and then the same, it's just going to be a roof with a shade cloth. And because the sun, that's north, and the sun shines this way, I'll just have like a little thing that I can drape down and like clip. So when I come in to this area, when I walk in through here and then into it, I can just like unclip it and roll it up, throw it on the roof, roll it down so everything's nice and shaded. So that's what I plan on doing tomorrow. I've got all my timber already from Bunnings. Oh, to mention, this is a soursop here. It's looking pretty bad because it's only a year old and it's a tropical fruit. So anywhere north of like even Cairns, and we're like 2,500 kilometers south of that. So it shouldn't survive here. So, well, it doesn't look like it is. Look, that's not surviving. So what I'm going to do, because that's right in the way, I'm going to dig it out. I'm going to put it in a bucket, in a pot, and keep it in my sunroom. So that sunroom gets shaded light, because I got not curtains, I've just got like sheets. It looks kind of sus having sheets in your window, but I got sheets to give me shaded what do you call it, diffused light coming through for windows. So I'm going to put it in there so it's always warm and it's got plenty of light, and hopefully it comes back to life, so fingers crossed. But that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. I might get start prepping and like lay the timber across and start measuring and stuff today, and then first thing tomorrow morning get stuck into it. So I will keep you posted and flash to tomorrow. Oh, actually no, not yet. Flash to me setting up and then flash to tomorrow. Here's another little teaser for another episode coming up. Instead of these chickens, I'm going to be planting a lot of flowering plants and trying to split my hive as often as possible, stuff like that. Put more plants into the garden, try and diversify the amount of plants I have in the garden, because the more diversity the better. So out the front where I've got some mulch delivered, I've noticed when you dig the soil away, you got the little fungal mycelium, like little fingers growing through the mulch. So there's some fungal growth in the mulch, which is a good thing. That breaks down the soil even better, and it means the soil's just more healthy. So what I'm going to do, I've got some mushrooms on order, so I'm going to try to get into mushroom growing here. Got a bale of straw and a bale of oaten hay. So that's like a more nitrogen rich version, and this is a more carbon rich version. So I'm going to try either one, see which one works. I'm going to stagger the planting of the mushrooms so they come up in, just so I can harvest for longer, and then you have more chance of it reproducing. So I've got two types. I've got red wine cap, which is best grown like in mulch, like literally just plant on the ground. And I've got black pearl oyster, which is best grown in hay bales. So stay tuned for that in a future episode, because I know you're keen, because I am. And now I'm going to get into prepping. And in case you haven't noticed, I've got my hippie shirt on, I've got a mullet and a mow, and that means I'm 10 times the better gardener than I was before. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to use like that corner bit, this corner bit here for, but I think once the saplings grow from my wallamai, I'm going to pot them, let them get bigger, and then like hide them around the corner just to get as tall as they want, because that's pretty shaded in there and it's protected from the wind, which is exactly what the wallamais want. This one over here, you can see constant, like I think the shade cloth's like an 80% or something light and protected from the wind on all sides. So I think that's what I'm going to do around the corner. This passion fruit's going to be in the way quite a bit, but I can just like hack it off to about here, build the frame, and like have the frame on the other side of it, so it's like running on the inside, and just keep trimming it back so it doesn't get in the way of the little trays that I got. So I've got these bricks to like build the wall up. I'll cement render them in, and then I've got some of these top blocks here that I'm going to put across this wall. I went the best of blocks because I'm cheap, and these blocks are like $17 each, and I can't be bothered spending that much. So for now, I'm just going to do some best of blocks with top blocks, and then lay the timber on that. day 2 in the garden, and this just came 1 second ago in the mail. I think it is the mushrooms that I told you about yesterday, so I'm gonna get that sorted first before I start this, because I don't want these sitting around for too long. Oh, flat battery. Strong as an ox. Don't need a roof on it, it's already got one. Just need his passion fruit straight over the top. $1,700. Here's a little tour on the inside. It's quite nice in here. I might even set up a little bench like this. One decibel. Set up a little seat in here. Nice and relaxing. How good is this? Maybe one step lower. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's nice. I can watch my plants grow, relax in the shade, admire my work. I am finished. Shade cloth is up. I've got this little bit here just stapled around the corner, so when I want to go in, just get that and throw it on top. And that corner sort of holds it in place, and I can just squeeze in through the gap here. So I've only got the shade cloth going up to like 200 or 300 mil in from the edge, and then I'm using the passion fruit vine as shade. So it's a natural shade cover, so dual purpose. Pick passion fruit and shade the seedlings down here. So quite happy with the result actually. It's pretty sturdy. It's not bolted down, it's just sitting on bricks and it's not even level, so considering how uneven it is, it's pretty good. I'm happy with it. So I've just like quadrupled my ability to propagate seedlings. I now have 360 little sapling spaces, or I've got like about 100 bigger ones, so about that size, which should increase my productivity in the yard quite a bit. So on that note, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thanks for watching. I will see you on the next one.